All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. With charts, Bitcoin is pumping to the upside, so we will let the charts guide us and see if it's ready to tackle a new bull run. Let's do it. Let's try again. All right, I decided to just start again without restarting the computer. This may or may not be working. I have absolutely no clue. Maybe it's better this time. I have no idea. Let's look at the live chat and see what happens. I have no idea what happened. It was some kind of a connection issue between Zoom and YouTube, but I think we are good now. Yeah, I just kind of restarted the whole stream thing. All right, we're good. All right, here we go. Let's go to the charts, guys. You see the lovely Ukraine behind me, which is awesome this time of year, maybe even a little bit hot. I'm normally there this time of year. There's an event going on in Odessa, Ukraine called BIP001. It's one of the oldest crypto events. And I used to go there all the time, but not anymore due to the COVID situation and the difficulty of travel. So we are stuck in the US for now. Now, I will say this. I know I talk a lot of shit about the US, but at the same time, there are no more masks. There are no more masks. There are no more lockdowns. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you are maybe California, but in New York or Miami or St. Louis, Massachusetts still has the people are crazy with the masks, but New Yorkers don't care. So it depends on where you are. In the US, you can walk around, no masks. You can go to restaurants. You can go and do stuff. All right, let's go to the charts. Okay, here's the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, I know everyone is so happy that the price of Bitcoin is rising, and it looks like we just broke $36,000, which is impressive. And I like the fact that we have broken the prior high of the prior candle, which is a reversal hammer candle. But just look at this objectively. Does this price action scream that we are ready for a $100,000 price of Bitcoin? And the answer is it doesn't to me. For me, on a weekly scale, I would need one more week to be trading above current week to even begin that kind of thinking. I'm looking at this chart. I am looking at this weekly chart objectively, and it does not look like anything like this. Like this is what I want to see. That's an incredible breakout above prior monster consolidation and swing high. Okay, this is awesome. This break right here is awesome, and that set us up for a move from 12,000 all the way, well, initially to about 42,000, but then eventually to 65,000. This is a buy the dip situation, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't the perfect buy the dip. I really hated the way this MRI buy came in. Had this MRI buy showed up around 27, 28,000, close, a lot closer to where this low was last week, I would have been all over that buying opportunity. But this MRI top did not come at a good buying opportunity, so I stayed patient, and I remain patient to this day. And this weekly chart is not exactly screaming at me to rush into Bitcoin and buy it now. Now, here's the daily chart. The daily chart may look really, really cool right now because we've broken out above the prior swing high, which took place on June 24th and 25th. However, we're not out of the woods. We're not even, we're about halfway through this monster consolidation. And now the moving average and resistance is coming very, very close. There's a major area of resistance coming in at $37,500 when the price of Bitcoin meets the 50-period moving average. And the last time we hung out around the 50-period moving average, to me, this is a rejection. It's not a very clean rejection, which means that it would have been difficult to trade the rejection of the 50-period moving average, which was trading in a flat way, which should have made it actually easier to keep going higher than to get rejected. So the last time the price of Bitcoin hit a declining 50-period moving average, what happened? So let's see what happened. Well, the last time it hit it, it would have obviously broken above it. That's how things work. But here's an example of where Bitcoin went and tried to go over the 50-period moving average, and it couldn't do it. It had to establish a slightly higher high of a different moving average, the 128, and that helped it break above the 50. Look, I consider 50 to be an important moving average. You can see it right here. We also tried to break the 50 and couldn't do it. We then tried to break the 50 again and couldn't do it. However, we did not fall all that badly, and then we broke it on the following move. I think if we end up breaking the 50-period moving average, it is more likely to do it like this, where we get rejected, we pull back for a couple of weeks, and then eventually break it. So either way, I am very, very cautious around this $37,500 area. And this is why I moved my projection over a little bit. I'm still not walking away from the projection. I'm just moving it based on time. I still think there is a decently high probability that we go and make one more low in July before the price of Bitcoin actually starts to go significantly higher. Ozzy, thank you for joining us, man. Let's see what you wrote. Why does it have to repeat itself, Tone? Bitcoin is a wild animal. I don't believe history repeats. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But we are doing technical analysis here, and certain things in technical analysis do repeat. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, the Wyckoff distribution bottoming pattern has been spot on. And so far, it is still spot on. But if we get rejected of the 50-period moving average and go and make a new low, the Wyckoff distribution gets broken. And I am putting a little more emphasis on the potential rejection of the 50-period moving average, taking us back down, than I am on the Wyckoff distribution taking us out of this mess. Now, that is my preference because I rank moving averages higher than Wyckoff distributions. But if you believe in the Wyckoff distributions more than you believe in the power of moving averages, then you are on the opposite side of this trade. All right, let's move on. Here is the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart has broken all of its moving averages. We're coming in with a brand new green star candle. This is looking absolutely beautiful. And the move to the moving average of 37,000 and change is certainly looking likely based on the 4-hour chart. How about the 1-hour chart? The 1-hour chart might be close to an MRI top right here. Let's see what it says. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Yep. The 1-hour chart called an MRI top 3 hours ago. I could have been streaming on this hour. It's a 9 a.m. hour in New York. Could have been streaming on that. I was just decided to send tweets about climate change instead. And that's a top. I'm looking at a 1 to 4 candle correction followed by more upside. And I do think that we are going to touch the 50-period moving average at some point. But I am going to stay patient and I'm going to wait and see how Bitcoin reacts at the 50-period moving average. GBTC. Now for GBTC, as you guys know, prior, like a few weeks ago, I said that I would be adding to my GBTC position either at monster crash capitulation, which didn't actually happen yet, and it may not, or the breakout of the prior swing high. But as it was breaking the prior swing high, it was doing it as a way that I didn't like, so I did not do it. So now I'm actually moving up my area of breakout, and I will be interested in GBTC at this breakout area of 34-ish. Now, something else I want to say about GBTC, and I've been saying it for a while, but I didn't put together any visuals for it. And there was an awesome visual provided by Lynn Alden, who I've actually never interacted with, but she does amazing work. And I should probably hit her up and see if she wants to come on the show. It would be great with some of the charts and the economics that she does. Strongly recommend you guys follow the account. And I've been talking about this for a while as well, but this is a great visual. I've mentioned this before. I don't know how many people picked it up. One of the reasons as to why we are going through this slump is because GBT or Grayscale, let me not confuse GBTC and Grayscale. Grayscale is the company that manages GBTC. And GBTC was buying Bitcoin like crazy. If you guys go back to last year, the second half of last year, all you see is people are screaming how much Bitcoin GBTC is buying. They were buying twice as much Bitcoin as being mined. Well, all that changed early this year. As of early this year, GBTC isn't, Grayscale isn't buying any Bitcoin. So they went from buying twice the amount of Bitcoin being mined to not mining anything. Why did I just lose 100 live viewers? That is really strange. Anyway, doesn't matter. Well, it kind of matters. But. So you can see how the Bitcoin and GBTC holdings is slightly going down because they charge you a 2% annual fee. Now, when the premium went negative, it basically stopped everyone from buying into the trust, because you buy into the trust and 6 months later you get to sell that Bitcoin. But why would you buy into the trust if your exit has to be at a discount? You wouldn't do it. But back in the day when the ability to get out of the trust came at a premium and you got to make money on the exit, everyone was buying into it. Okay, yeah, no, YouTube was just showing me bad stats. Thanks, guys. So what happened the moment the premium on, I should probably move this closer to my GBTC chart. So once the GBTC went negative, probably around here somewhere, nope, still positive, still positive, still positive, right here, negative. Right around here, right around February, right? No one was buying into the trust. So GBTC has stopped purchasing Bitcoin. Now, eventually, if GBTC isn't purchasing Bitcoin, but demand for GBTC, if Grayscale isn't purchasing Bitcoin, but demand for GBTC increases, then this premium will once again go positive. And when it goes positive, now people are going to start buying into the trust again. So then Grayscale once again becomes a buyer of Bitcoin. And if this happens a year or two from now, there'll be a lot less Bitcoin going around, especially after the next halving. There'll be even less Bitcoin for them to buy. So GBTC was Grayscale was a huge contributor to pumping the price of Bitcoin because they were buying up too many Bitcoin off the market, which they're no longer doing. So one of the ways to know when the real bull market is going to come back is to wait for the GBTC premium to go positive. Because until it goes positive, Grayscale is not going to be purchasing any Bitcoin. I hope that made sense, because I don't know how much more time I want to spend on this. But this made sense to me, and I've been mentioning this for months every now and then, but I don't know how many people really understand the dynamic and how important Grayscale and GBTC are, because there is no actual ETF on the market yet. Okay. Bitcoin dominance, it's still okay. I'm still okay with this. It's still slowly rising. We'll see where it goes. Oh man, gold has broken down. That is interesting. What's happening with the stock market? If gold's broken down, stock market is still up. Stock market is rising, I am a huge bull on the stock market. We are at basically $4,300 on the S&P. This makes total sense. Oil, man, oil broke the streak. I was really hoping that the yesterday's oil price would rally before end of day, because this would have been the MRI top. We've broken the move, and now we're consolidating. So I am even more bullish on oil. Okay, and hey, I want to point to a stock because my friends are actually trading this. They hit me up last night, so and they do watch this channel. And I have a lot of friends, but when I say my friends are trading this, I mean friends I went to college with, which was a long, long time ago. And they're finally starting to trade the MRI. They only had about 10 years of me telling them about it. And they're loving this trade right here. They got in right on the MRI buy on JMIA, which is a stock we've been talking about when it was like $3. And right now, I am still bullish on this move. I know we're being rejected by the moving average, but I trust the MRI here on a weekly scale. It's looking good. Look, there was a warning buy on a weekly scale as well. The weekly is kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, but the weekly overall chart pattern is looking good. It looks like it's ready to break out. It's about to go above all of its moving averages. The daily chart is being rejected right now. I would set a stop loss. We're almost at noon. I would say that if there is 2 hours left in the market, and we are trading higher than current price, I would just set a stop loss below today's low and wait for a breakout. Now, those that watched my educational videos, this is the MRI stuff. If you're interested in the MRI, it's right here. In my educational videos, I do have certain rules of trading. This is in the risk management section mostly, where I say you should never remove your stop loss, but there are exceptions, and those exceptions show up in traditional markets in case of gaps. So what I would do is I would set a stop loss at the today's low going into tomorrow, not right now, because we can go lower than that low today. But assuming we're not going to go lower than this low today, I would set the stop loss at this low. But if we're gapping below that stop loss tomorrow morning, I would potentially remove that stop loss. So that's a stop loss for an orderly market. And tomorrow is the day that I start praying that we break the moving average, we break the 200-day moving average. And I still think this stock can break the prior swing highs and go significantly higher based on the chart alone. Like, there's nothing other than the chart. Beautiful MRI buy here, beautiful MRI sell here, beautiful MRI buy here. And I would wait for another MRI sell, but the next MRI sell would be a lot more likely to only be a 1 to 4 candle correction and then more upside, instead of like this MRI sell, which was a full-blown move to the downside to the other MRI buy. Also notice how it respected the MRI's resistance line and the MRI support line. I mean, it doesn't get any more textbook than this. I know earnings had to do with this MRI buy, but still it looks beautiful. Just a great looking chart. 8-hour MRI top. That's good. I'm not going to look at time frames I don't normally look at. All right, guys, almost it. Don't forget, we are having the financial summit in Dubai. People are registering. Actually, people are registering nicely. I expect this event to sell out. It says right here we have 2 tickets left at the $9,000 price, and then it goes up to 11. We may add a few more seats here because a couple of people did. A couple of people did register, but then, well, I mean, we may have the room. I don't know. I can't promise, right? Yeah, this event is, it's getting full. We still have room. It's about half full. So I expect it to sell out, and that would be great. So if you are a trader, a profitable trader, I mean, it's okay if you're a beginner trader, but I'm always concerned about the price tag for beginner traders. Now, if you are a beginner trader, it's a good value because you get a lot of educational material. Actually, there'll be more. I gotta change the section around. You get a lot of introductory educational material, and if you're a little bit new to trading, but this is more for the intermediate trader, a little bit more, not necessarily, and the hedge fund and family offices and high net worth individuals. So keep that in mind. Private Q&A, not today. Tomorrow or Thursday, there will definitely be some private Q&A. All right, guys, that is it. If you are looking for a free Learn Trading section, go to tomvays.com, Learn Trading. I will have more, as I keep promising. There'll be more info coming soon on unconfiscatable and understanding Bitcoin. And the mempool, as you guys know, everyone is getting scared how much the hash rate is dropping, but we're only 37 blocks behind in the mempool. And once all those miners move out of China and into other jurisdictions, all that hash rate will come back online. So back to the GBTC thing, they don't have to sell at a loss, but if they want to sell, they would sell at a loss. Now, they may not sell at a loss, right? There are two elements here. There is the price that they bought Bitcoin at. So if you bought Bitcoin 6 months ago or more, like if you bought Bitcoin back here, right? Let's say you bought Bitcoin, if you bought into the trust back here, right? You bought Bitcoin at a fairly low price. So right now you're selling it at a discount, but you're still selling it and you still made money. But you're selling it at a discount versus today's price. No one wants to lose money, right? No one wants to give up gains. So if you were in the GBT in the Grayscale Trust and you are now eligible to sell your Bitcoin, you may want to hold on to that Bitcoin and GBTC and hodl it some more until the premium goes positive. And once it goes positive, you can then sell all that and you can get into real Bitcoin and make money on it. Is the 1 hour pullback done? Maybe. I don't know yet. It's hard to say. To me, it's not done until we break the prior swing high. If current candle starts trading above $36,400, I would start to get that green star candle, and yeah, I would consider that pullback to be done. But right now, I can't say that. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna get a little bit of work done. I gotta, get on these conferences and do some stuff. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.